Washington is facing some backlash from its European allies. The European Union, Britain and others are unsettled by parts of a U.S. law. The multi-billion-dollar U.S. Inflation Reduction Act lavish subsidies and tax cuts for U.S. purchases of electric vehicles if they quote-unquote buy American. The European Union considers the act as discriminatory against European car manufacturers. It also alleges that the act breaches World Trade Organization rules, apart from posing a threat to investment in Europe. EU leaders have hence tasked the European Commission to come up with ways to protect the bloc's industrial base in face of US subsidies on green technology. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron says Europe needs an urgent response to the US Inflation Reduction Act. While welcoming the mandate given to the European Commission, he pegged for a European response to ensure a future for its industries.
When
you have two superpowers massively subsidize some sectors, you could decide not to do anything. Maybe to respect the rules and the purity of the free market doctrine. But if you're the only one respecting it, nothing much will be left in Europe in the end. So I want to fight for all those who work for innovation in our continent, for its competitiveness, and so we have to act.
The French president added that Europe's response via the national and EU instruments should amount to about 2% of its output. The EU leaders, in their summit conclusion text, stressed the need to safeguard Europe's economic, industrial and technological base and of preserving the global level playing field. Although some EU countries, like Finland and Germany, were not convinced that a big gun response was needed. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin emphasized that Europe needed to ensure that we do not get into an unnecessary trade war with the US, while German Chancellor Olaf Scholz believes that the EU has a possibility of winning status, like Canada, within the United States' application of its subsidies. The United States, on its part, argues that Washington will not meet its climate goals without a bold action to promote major new investments in clean energy technology. The Biden administration says the EU is free to come up with its own subsidy arrangement for electric vehicles. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.